Hello, folks. Good night from Medellin, Colombia. So tonight, I'm gonna talk to you about visas. Got a lot of questions on visas, even though it is pretty simple. But I get questions all the time about visas, and all this stuff is available on the website. The immigration website. What do you call it? The consulate. If any major city had this consulate, I think I went down like 5 times to the consulate in Miami. If you're in Miami, it's in Coral Gables. Actually, I worked about 5 blocks from the consulate, so it was pretty cool. And you can ask all your questions. But if you go on their website, you can find the same answers, folks. It's not that difficult. People seem to be confused about this stuff. You only go through some of the main visas you can get to stay in Colombia. So to back up, the law is you can only stay in the country 180 days each year, calendar year, January 1st, December 31st, 2018, one calendar year. You can only stay in the country a total of 180 days. Okay? That means, whether you can stay in it all at once from, January 1st to June 30th, or you can break it up. For instance, I've been coming here throughout the year. I've been here February, March, 3, 4 days here, May, maybe 5 days, June, a couple of days before I settle here in July. But all those days I'm coming, they're keeping track of this stuff on the computer, right? So you only allowed to stay 180 days, then you have to leave if you don't have a long-term visa. They don't need a visa to come enter the country originally. You needed to stay more than 180 days. And actually, after 90 days, you should have to go back to the immigration office and have them go through your stuff, check it, then they give you a little stamp. I have it on my passport here. Stamp my passport. I had to pay 96,000 pesos. To easy math, about 2,800 pesos to a dollar. When I talk about this stuff, I think the official rate's about 3,000, but you don't get the official rate, when you buy off the street, exchange off the street. So you actually have to go in. So I was told by the immigration office in Miami, when you enter the country, at the airport, go to immigration, tell them, look, I'm staying in the country more than 3 months, right? So they can note it in your system. So you have no issues. Okay, so after that, I went down to the immigration. I got, it was pretty fast. I went down here, I think they opened at 8 o'clock. I was there from 7:45 or 7:30 sometimes, and I got through pretty good, pretty quickly. But for me, they went through all my stuff. They counted the days. They said, look, since you came a couple of days in, the first half of the year, then now, started in July 1st or whatever until now, did all the math. They said, okay, you have to leave the country by December 6th. My 180 days is up. Now I got an apartment here. I'm paying lease on $500, $515 a month. Doesn't matter. I got to leave and come back January 1st to start another 180 days for 2019. Well, I'm good. I planned it this way. I'm good until June of next year. Then I got to try to get a visa somehow, to stay for the second half of next year. Hope you understand. It's not that hard. It goes by number of days in the calendar year. Got you? Okay, types of visa. The one that they're about, you can go into major types, okay? You have your real estate investment visa, when you buy an apartment or something. There are 2 types of those. The student visa, the retirement visa, the marriage visa, and the business investment visa. Those are the major type I'll go through for you guys tonight. Now, the one I get a lot of question on is a student visa. I'm taking Spanish at a university, and this is some good tip for you guys too, okay? There's a university, the 2 major private universities, they're not cheap either, One is called EAFIT, E-A-F-I-T. Here you go, I'll show it to you real quickly. One's EAFIT, the other one is Universidad Pontificia Bolivariana. We call it UPB, UPB is UPB. You tell taxi guy UPB. It's right here in Loreles. I can walk to it actually. I walked home tonight from UPB. So before I go into the visa thing, UPB offers free Spanish classes. It's conversational. Right now, they change every semester. Right now, the classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. And usually it's pretty small. We have, my buddy came with me this time. We have about anywhere from 3 to 5 students plus a professor. Not a big class. Sit around, you actually have conversational Spanish. Because topics, different topics, and we basically talk about it, to practice your Spanish. So they do have those classes that are free. I recommend them. They can also take classes at the university, Spanish classes. Combination of both would be great. Plus I do a little Duolingo at nighttime to help improve my Spanish. Okay, so let's go through them quickly. I have to keep my broadcast more than 15 minutes. So if you want your visa, they both offer a program that actually teach Spanish, which is good. They teach grammar, everything. At EAFIT, EAFIT, it's in El Poblado. I've been there. So I see the programs here. I spoke to people, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I went to the university, I have the brochure, talked to the administrators. So if you want to stay in the country under a student visa, you can study Spanish. EAFIT is a nice private school, pretty expensive. So they got the programs here. I can show you this in a minute. If you want to be in the country for 6 months, you have to prepay for 4 classes, and they'll fill the paperwork for you. Now, what a class costs? A class is usually, well, it says right here, I work for it, 1,282,000 pesos for one class, with about 3 to 8 students. Okay, 1,926,000 pesos with 2 students. But let's focus on the most important one, the average one, 1,282,000. That's about 457 if you use a 2,800 exchange rate. That's one class. Now this said you have to prepay for 4 classes. Do the math. 457. Prepay for 4 classes for them to do the paperwork so you can stay in the country for 6 months. You got to prepay for 7 classes, do the math 7 times, to stay in the country for a year. You prepay for those classes, which makes sense. They don't want you to take one class, and all of a sudden do the paperwork, and then, you're taking more classes. They're not that stupid. Okay, the government got this figured out. Okay, so that's UPB. It's in El Poblado. Nice university, private university. All right, that's the one. Now, UPB, which is actually, I can walk to it from here in Loreles, where I take my free classes. Okay, the classes are right here, 1,240,000 pesos. It's about 442 US for the classes. Okay, by the way, classes last about 2 weeks for the extensive one, and the regular class lasts about a month. So let's call it a month then. I'm going to take that extensive class, really, this you want to really do quickly and get out of here, but let's stick with a month class. So with UPB, you can't prepay for 4 classes and get the paperwork. They told me if you want to stay in the country for 3 months, you got to take 3 classes. Pay for 3 classes. Want to stay in the country 6 months, you got to take six classes. Not like a discount you get with the other UFIT where you take 4 classes to get a 6 months visa, or 7 classes, which is 7 months, you get a year visa. They said, nah, it's right here too. You have to actually pay for your course to stay here. All right? So if you want to stay here 6 months, basically paying for 6 courses. A little different. Okay? And they'll give me the documents you're required to have. I got a copy from UPB. For instance, it says, right, if you need to apply for a visa through UPB, while you're in Colombia, you must sign up in advance for total length of your visa application. I just explain that to you. You want 4 classes? You want to stay 4 months? Got to pay for 4 classes, right? The required documents are provided by the students now. Bank statement for the last 6 months showing about $3,000 US. White background photo, passport type, passport copies, first page, the last entry stamp, and last visa if applicable. Okay? Provided by university, acceptance letter, certificate of legal existence, some other stuff. We're running too much, but basically that's what it is. So, okay? It's very simple. It's not a bad deal. It's expensive, not a bad deal if you want to. But for me, for instance, next June, if I don't get my regular visa, I'll probably just take 6 classes and stay in the country for 6 months. Pay $2,000. Well, sorry, for at EFIT, take 4 classes, stay in the country for 6 months. But less than $2,000. Not a big deal. But I'll probably get my visa by then. Okay, let's run through the others real quick. I want to focus on that one. Retirement visa, if you have money coming from Social Security, any kind of annuity or pension, you can get that. Called a pensioner, not hard to get. The marriage visa is probably the easiest visa, the marriage visa. You marry a Colombian, you get yours set. You probably get your visa in 2 weeks if you marry a Colombian. It's funny, they told me, make sure you're in love if you get that visa. All right, I got it. Okay, anyway, you got a business visa. If you invest in a business in Colombia, and you have to invest about $26,000 in a business in Colombia, you can get the business visa. This other one, the real estate investment visa. If you buy a condo, there's 2 types, and it's worth about $95,000, $96,000, depending on the exchange rate. You get a 3-year visa. You buy another condo more expensive, about $150 US. You get a 5-year visa. So what happens at the end of 3 years, 5 years, you apply for your permanent visa. Usually you get it. You're in the country 3-5 years, you apply for your permanent visas to stay here, you're probably going to get it. Okay? So I went through some of the type of visa that's available. So the easiest one, fall in love with a Colombian and marry them. Make sure you're in love. You get that visa in about 2 weeks. I'm probably going to look to buy a condo or something and do it that way. But the student visa is not a bad deal. You're actually going to learn Spanish pretty well if you take the student visa. It can be expensive, but you're also learning the language pretty well, right? So not like it's a loss. Learn the language pretty well, and you stay here 6 months. You can stay the first 6 months regardless. Remember that, for free. Then the next 6 months, you take the couple of courses. You pay $2,000 or so, and you stay the second half of the year. So you stay the entire year. Next year you come back, do the same thing. Come back, have to leave the country, by the way, in December 31st, and re-enter January 1st to start the second, start the next 180 days for 2019. So I have to leave the country December 6th and come back January 1st. Even if I stayed, let's say I came on July 1st, first time I'm here, I stay all the way to December 31st. I have to leave the country and come back January 1st to start the second, my other 6 months for 2019. Hope it's pretty clear. You got any questions, let me know. You can always type it in. And don't forget to subscribe and like some of my videos. And I'll bring you more stuff as I get them, okay? A good night.